This video is brought to you by Guitar Centers. It is rare that I see a Les Paul and think, ooh, that's nice. And it's even more rare when that Les Paul is an Epiphone. So imagine my surprise when I was perusing the Guitar Center website and I saw the new Les Paul Custom Widow. So they sent me one out for review and I have super high expectations. And I don't really know, well, I have no idea if they're going to reach those expectations, but just so you know, my expectations are high. No one understands how I feel right now. Let's unbox it and find out if I'm going to be disappointed. As we do, I'll let you know that this is a Guitar Center exclusive and they have sponsored this video, but I get to say what I want because that's the rules of the channel. It's in a case. That is a big surprise. I mean, I did look at the specs, of course, but I kind of forgot that it came in a case. And when I say case, I mean gig bag. So we've got a pretty standard Epiphone branded gig bag, but with a nice little pad down there. Adequate padding. Is it adequate enough for a Les Paul? I don't know. We've got a pocket. Let's have a little look in the pockets. What's in there? My hand. And some goodies. It looks like we've got hang tags and stickers in there. So that's everything that would go on the guitar if it was hung in a store. But we're not in a store. We have an Allen key or a hex wrench or an Allen wrench, depending on where you're. Oh! Thankfully, we have some silica gel. Yummy, yummy. Right, crack this baby open. I've so been looking forward to this. I get to play some amazing guitars, and this has been top of my list for a while. It's still in a little baggie. Here it comes. Oh, what's that say? Attention! Attention! Don't rip this piece of paper. Oh well. Attention! Important accessories. Do not discard. Okay, I found those. They're in the case. Let's get that rubber band off. I can already see the reason that I got excited by this guitar. Headstock reveal. That is exactly the color that I hoped it would be. It's a Indigo Burst. It's blue. That is amazing. That is absolutely stunning. That is one of the best looking guitars I have ever seen in my life. And I don't usually like blue guitars. And of course, we should judge guitars on far more than just what color they are. But just for a moment, let's appreciate that blue binding. What were Epiphone thinking when they designed that? Whatever it was, keep doing it. The neck is they say it's a medium C, which is so much nicer for me than a slim taper D, which might sound like code words to you. But I don't like thin necks at all. And on a Les Paul, I feel like I need a big, fat, chunky neck, like a 58. This is somewhere between slim taper D, which is the thin ones from the 60s, and 50s. So, yeah, there's more shoulder on it. I really like it. It's in tune. Kind of. Okay, not quite in tune. That's good. I would be a bit worried if it was in tune. So in this video, I am, of course, going to plug it in. I'm going to put it through these amps. This is the Fender Deluxe Reverb. This is the NRG Alternator 2. Think Marshall-y with a bit of a doom edge to it. So it's going to rock, but it's also going to go much heavier than that, but in a doomy way. And then I'll put it through a bunch of pedals as well, and find out if you should be running along to guitarcenter.com right now and getting one. All right, let's tune it up. She is in tune, or it is in tune, I should say. It's very shiny. Tune it off. I'm going to go to the NRG Alternator 2 first, and we're on channel 2, so it should be quite rocky. That's great. And it's not just the amp. The amp is great, but that is a great feeling, great sounding guitar. What about the neck? Epiphone, what have you done? Now, if you know me, I know I get quite excited about guitars generally, but that is absolutely phenomenal so far. Now, from first impressions, it has two issues that I can determine. Number one is that it's too clean. It feels too clean. It needs dirtying up a little bit, and these strings are too clean. So I'm going to sort that out with a bit of fast fret. And these are Gibson's strings on here, which I noticed. They were on one of the hang tags. So get that on there. That should, that's nice. That's nice. The neck is still a bit too clean for me. A little bit, definitely not sticky. Clean is the right word. The whole thing is pristine. The second problem is that there's a bit of a buzzing going on. There in particular. You probably can't hear it, Mike, through the amp. But I know what that problem is. It's the retainer bar that's holding the saddle screws down. That just needs to be pushed down a bit. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver and do that quickly. And I wouldn't recommend you do this on your own guitar unless you're prepared to not slip and gouge into the bodywork. There, so there's a retainer bar just here. And I need to push that down to give it a bit more tension. There we go. Yeah, I can see it. It's a bit too high. That is perfectly acceptable because how would they know? There. Let's try that. It has fixed it. Right. I just want to play it more. So I'm going to. Let's put that on the clean channel and get some cleans. Those are kind of riffs that I usually save for strats. It sounds phenomenal. I think I've said that already. All right, let's dip out of my excitement for a moment and go into the specs so you can know what it is you're looking at and hearing. So you're looking at the limited edition Guitar Center exclusive Epiphone Les Paul Custom Widow in Indigo Burst. You are looking at a mahogany body, which is standard for Les Pauls, and you get what is that? No, 1, 2, 3 pieces on that. It's very light just there. I thought it was a fourth piece. On top of there is a flamed maple top, which could be a maple top, and then they've stuck a flame maple veneer on there. I don't know about that. We've got a mahogany neck, again standard for a Les Paul. But this has a scarf joint just here, so they've stuck the headstock on, which is, again, pretty standard. As for the fretboard, that is ebony. Urgh, my favorite fretboard word for Les Pauls. Then we've got some Grover tuners, which are very good. That was silky smooth. Got a Graphtec nut, which are, in my opinion, the best nuts. Then we've got ProBucker Custom pickups. Standard, no pushy-pulley thing going on here, as far as I can tell. A 3-way switch. And what else? Oh, yeah. 22 frets, which look sort of medium-y frets to me. Oh, and a LockTone bridge set. So this thing doesn't fall out when you take the strings off, which they do on Gibsons. And I don't know why Gibson don't do them as well. Gibson strings, definitely. I can see them back there. Gold and silver and gold again. Epiphone put that all together in China, and that is so far a very impressive guitar. Although I do realize that some of you are looking at this thinking, Andy, what you're talking about, that is disgusting. It is definitely a polarizing guitar, and you'll be welcome to know it's available in a few colors. If you don't like this Indigo Burst, which is blue, I thought Indigo was like a purple, there is an actual purple Burst, which looks very classy. There's an orange Burst and a red Burst. And looking at those 4 guitars, I would normally instantly go for the red one because it's red and black, my 2 favorite colors. But the binding on this makes it look like there's LEDs in the binding. It looks like it's lit up. And it isn't. It's just binding. Right, let's play it some more. Everything's open on 10. Let's do all 3 pickups clean first, or 3 pickup settings. It's a good sound. It sounds like a Les Paul. It's not quite as note defined as I would expect on a more expensive guitar, but it is all there. And I've just noticed that the switch is absolutely acceptable, but you can feel it's an Epiphone there. And that goes for the whole guitar actually. That kind of almost plasticky feeling, which if you haven't played a lot of guitars and you're just coming to guitar, don't worry about it. So far, great, and the feel is going to be pretty much perfect for I say beginner, but there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that, or trying to say that for me, there's too much lacquer on the back of the neck. Don't regurgitate that. Don't say you've read it in a forum or seen it on a video and go into some shop or tell someone that you know that, oh, this has too much lacquer. That's not what we should be saying. It's just that I like to touch the wood, and you can't on this. Right, let's rock it up and do something a bit more higher gain. Right, back to channel 2 of the amp. Again, sounds good. I'm not a fan of the middle pickup setting on Les Pauls, generally speaking, and mainly because it's so rock and so full, and then you hit the middle position and it sort of goes, oh, and it does that on this, but it might sound nice clean. Still a bit thick, but I think I just change the shape on this. We get nice and thinner, and then, oh, not as thin as I expected. Went the wrong way. I could go on forever. That's a real plunky plinky sound. It's fun. I'm giggling to myself because I'm having fun with an Epiphone Les Paul. And usually I don't have fun with a Les Paul or an Epiphone. It's really surprising to me. Let's go high again. I'm going to engage the surfaces of the Iron Horse for this. Oh, I'll put that shape back. Okay, now it's starting to bring out the fact that the pickups are not that dynamic and diverse in tone. There's a little bit of a blanket effect going on top of them. Again, not a problem if you just want a guitar that looks like this and sounds a lot like a Les Paul. But once you start dialing in the gain, it starts to muffle up a little bit. Muffle up a little bit. I think he's in Sesame Street, isn't he? Let's see how it does with fuzz. I'm not sure if that had enough clarity, but I know that I enjoyed it because I started getting closer to the guitar. I feel weird playing a Les Paul. That's what it is. It's me and a Les Paul are a weird combination. It always feels over there to me because I'm used to an SG being here, and I generally prefer SGs. No, I don't have one here. But yeah, I'm a Les Paul lover, but when I pick one up, I think, oh yeah, that's why. Maybe we need to do some blues on it. Maybe that would fit. It's a blue guitar. It should have some blues on it. And I haven't put it through my Fender Deluxe Reverb yet, so let's do that. Oddly, it's still in tune. Let's do neck first to be a little different. I love that in the middle. That's great. Let's try the neck, the bridge. I went the wrong way around. The bridge. There's a lot going on with the pedal there, to be honest, but that's a great tone. Not very bluesy though. Maybe I went for the wrong choice of pedal. Give me a second. It's getting there with the bridge. That's better. It's still quite fuzzy. This is going to sound great through like a small little champ or something. Dimed. I don't have one. It's great. It's one of those sustaining Les Pauls. It always feels like there should be more there. I guess that's why I like the Fireman guitars and the Iceman. Icemans? Yeah, I'm digging the sounds. Epiphone, you've done very well so far. But how is it under the hood? Let's have a look. Sorry, that felt really cheesy, but, you know, I need to know. Oh, there's a... Oh, I'll save that for the close-up cam, but there is a piece of plastic ready to pull off the pick guard. I'll save that for the close-up. First up, let's check the radius. It says 12, but let's just check it. That is indeed 12-inch radius. No surprises there. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take a look at these back cavities. There we go. Wow, the quick connects. Inside, we've got CTS pots everywhere, all around. These two are B500Ks and these are A500Ks. And then we've got the quick connect pickup connectors. So you'd be able to easily replace that if you wanted to. There's also a quick connect on the switch, which will be up here. So let's take that out for a moment. There we go. And in there, you have the standard Epiphone switch that you get on most Epiphones. And I'm not a huge fan of it because it can click out of position now and again. But it's working fine so far. Is that an N or a Z? I don't know. There's N written there as well, or Z. Can you see it? I like finding codes and stuff. You never know. Maybe there's a secret message. There's an X there. Weird. And the final thing to check is the output jack, which actually, before I take it off, it's really straight. And the last Epiphones I played had a really wonky plate on there. As you can see, that's straight with the binding. The socket is, again, pretty standard for an Epiphone, but I'm really, really pleased with everything. Everything is what I expect to be on an Epiphone. Everything works, and it works well. It isn't too much, it isn't too expensive, but it works. And I don't really like it when Gibson tend to fill their Epiphones with over-the-top stuff and then jack the prices up. This is $799, and it's an Epiphone Custom Les Paul, so there's more on it than one of the standards, for example. But I'm happy with that so far, especially the way it looks and the way it feels. As I'm putting this back together, it's occurred to me that there's stuff I'm not seeing. Like the cavities are not filled with polish or filled with excess wood that hasn't been cleaned away. And of course, there's some stuff that's in there from some of the screw holes. But generally speaking, the whole guitar is extremely clean. Now let's test the pickups. In she goes. There. So everything's full on. And on the neck, we've got 8.2. On the bridge, we've got 8.7. And in the middle, we've got 4.2. So not quite as hot as I was expecting. These custom ProBuckers, they call them. I don't know if all ProBuckers are custom, but these ones certainly are. I almost forgot to take this off. Let's do it on the close-up cam. Here we go. One of the best bits of getting a new guitar. Oh yeah. That is very satisfying. Right, let's weigh this beauty because it is not the heaviest Les Paul I've ever played. And we're probably in pounds. Yes, let's go back to normal measurements first. There we are, kilograms. Tear that. And I'm going to go for 3.7. 3.8. Oh, that was my first thought and I changed it to 3.7. Darn it. Okay, in pounds, that is 8 pounds, 6 ounces. That just goes to show, always trust your gut reaction. Okay, so what else do we need to look at? The bridge and the frets. See how sharp they are, or rather how sharp they're not. It is an extremely comfortable guitar to play, and I'm aware that I'm being extremely positive, and I'm surprised at it. So that is smooth as butter. There is one snag on there, so not quite as smooth as butter. Hang on, there. Can you see that? There is one snag that you can barely see. Where did that come from? I'll choose a different part. There. It's here, it's stuck on the 5th fret. So there's just a little bit there. Everything else is fine. And let's go on the other side. I just check that bridge because sometimes these can be a bit sharp. No, there's nothing there. That's amazing. There shouldn't be anything there. That's all the bit where you're doing your downstrokes. Give it a little clean. I've just realized something, that when you look at it just from there above, if we were to just isolate that part, it looks like just a black Les Paul. And then as you reveal the rest of the guitar, that's when the burst comes out. And I think I dig that because when I'm kind of looking for a Les Paul Custom at the moment, but the Cherry Burst Custom one with the black hardware. And this is ticking a lot of those boxes and scratching a lot of those itches. It's not quite there, but for $799, this is where Epiphone should be. $799 is getting you a great guitar that is aesthetically, for me, very pleasing. I'm going to put some close-ups in now because there's a few things with the finish that is not perfect, but this is better than the Les Paul Greenie from Gibson that I had recently. This is a far cleaner, better made guitar than the one made in America by Gibson. So I'm very pleased. I think that tonally, the guitar does everything you need it to do. It sounds like a Les Paul. It feels like a Les Paul. It weighs like a Les Paul. But if you wanted to have some characteristics, then change out those pickups for something that does a certain thing that you want. But these are the pickups I want to see in a Les Paul, Epiphone ProBuckers. Because when they start putting things like classic 57s and the Greenies or any sort of Gibson pickup, it adds at least sort of $200 onto the price. And then you're talking over $1,000 for this guitar. So I don't know if Guitar Center spec this or if Epiphone and Guitar Center work together. But well done, both of you, because you've come out at the right price. And I'm guessing that although this aesthetically is only available at Guitar Center, I'm guessing and hoping that the other Epiphone customs available worldwide are of this standard. Well done, Epiphone. Yeah, you're back on the table in Guitar Geek world now. Actually, the thing that I thought might have been a cosmetic problem might be a feature. Who knows? Anyway, there are links down below this video and in the first comment if you want to see how to get one of these from Guitar Center. Thank you to Guitar Center for sending this out, and I hope it helped you. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye. That just goes to show, always trust your gut reaction.